Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to achieve this classic dead zombie look. It is really great fun and I hope that you enjoy. So if you want to know how to go from this to this, then please keep watching. First, I've already got makeup on from throughout the day, so I'm just going to mattify my face so I don't have any oils messing with any of the makeup that I'm going to apply later. So I'm just using some Essence matte sheets to get rid of that excess oil. There we go, all nice and done. Now, if you remember from my wounds tutorial, I'll leave the link down below. We're going to apply those wounds. So first I'm going to take spirit gum and apply that to the back of the bite wound. Now you want to apply it to the entire wound and then tap it to get it tacky. It will not stick unless you make it tacky. Then I'm going to place it on the area that I want the wound to be. You may need to hold this down depending on how stiff your appliance is in order for it to stick. Again, just hold it down until the glue adheres to the skin. You can apply a little bit of glue to the skin if you need to. Now I'm just applying the second piece, which is just a slash mark just above my cheek using the same techniques as the one we used before. So apply the spirit gum to the back of it, tap it until it's tacky, and then hold it in place where you need it. Then I'm going to go in with a thin latex and a sponge, and don't use a brush for this, you'll ruin your brushes, just use a sponge that you're willing to throw away. So what you're going to need to do is apply a bit of latex around the edges of the prosthetic. This is to ensure that the edges blend better into the skin. They may not be perfect, but they'll look a lot better under the colour. So you're going to need a couple layers of this around the edges. I'm doing the exact same steps for the other wound as well. Now if you have applied a wound straight to your face, you won't need to do this. Now I'm going in with a Mehron water activated paint. So I'm going to be mixing the black paint in this palette, which is the basic palette, with this cheap white face paint and using an old foundation brush to apply this to the face. Now you want to get a good coating of this. You don't need it to be too thick. This paint goes a long way. Now I did find that this was really quite an opaque colour and it wasn't quite the colour I was after. So after I blended it all across my face and along the wounds and then down the neck, and I then got changed and ended up just kind of getting rid of some of the colour with a wet sponge. The good thing with water paint is that it will come away with water as well, so you don't need to worry about covering your whole face in it. So if you do find it's too opaque, just go over it with a bit of a sponge. Then I'm just going to bring that paint all the way down to my shoulders. Now depending on your costume, you may or may not need to do this. You may need to do it to your arms, to your legs, whatever you prefer. Then I'm going to go in with my AC on Tour contour palette and the middle bottom shade on an angled brush, and I'm just going to contour my face like I'd normally do, but I'm going to go a lot heavier and I'm going to use a lot more product than I usually would. Now I'm also going to be contouring my jawline to add definition to the look because we kind of have turned it one colour. I'm also going to place that along my forehead. As you notice, the brush takes a little bit of the product away as well. Then taking a matte black eyeshadow on a shader brush, I'm going to place that all over the eyelid, all the way up into the nose bridge. You don't need to blend this really. Then I'm going to use the same shade to really etch out that cheekbone, to really give it a nice shading. Then with a fluffy brush, I'm going to bring that along underneath the eyes to really add shadow. And then I'm going to use my black Kajal liner to tightline my eyes, as well as going to bring that along the waterline. This is just so that there's not really any of that pink flesh showing through. It doesn't need to be perfect. Now the fun part, I'm going with my Skin Illustrator alcohol activated paints, and with a black stipple sponge, I'm going to apply the bruise tone pretty much all over both of the wounds. This ended up being a lot more pigmented than I was actually after, but I was happy with it in the end. I'm also going to bring that in certain spots of my face to add a little bit of colour, a little bit of something different, also down my neck. And then I'm going to go in with the Aged Blood on a short shader brush, and I'm going to place that within the actual wounds. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of the black from the same palette. And I'm just going to add definition to the wounds, so that I'm going to add a little bit of the bite mark, and then I'm going to blend that out with an alcohol sponge. So I've just sprayed some alcohol on a sponge. Then I'm going to go in with the blue tone, and I'm going to go in with the green as well, just to add a bit of shade. You really just want to layer the colours up. Then I'm going to just add a little bit of definition to my eyebrows, because zombies have brows too. And then with the black shadow, I'm going to purse my lips and apply that over the cracks. Then I'm going to take my rigid collodion from Krylon and I'm going to create a few more wounds just by placing a couple layers in certain spots. This isn't anything too fancy, just where you kind of want a bit of extra texture. Then with some Ben Nye tooth colours, I'm first going to take the black tooth colour on a cotton bud and apply that to my teeth, and then the nicotine. Don't worry, this does come away with toothpaste when you brush your teeth. And there you go, there is our final classic zombie look. You can kind of tailor this to how you like. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends and family, and I hope you subscribe so you can see the rest of my videos in this series and the rest of my videos. Bye!